So let's talk for a moment about our first principle, the principle for month one, which is the principle of synchronizing with what is. Now, this is a fundamental principle, and the reason for that is that we really can't move forward until we've actually landed where we are. A lot of our energy goes towards trying to be somewhere else. There's something that's uncomfortable in this moment, and so my mind goes into the future. Once I get this, once I have attained this particular thing, once I heal this, or once I get enough money, or once I meet the right person, then I'll be able to rest into the moment. The problem with this is that we're avoiding the exact thing that is the pathway towards greater wholeness, greater fulfillment. So that doesn't mean that we can simply just immediately say yes to this moment, feel everything, transmute everything. The very beginning step is this process of synchronizing with what is, which means that first things first, we can notice what is it that I can feel inside of my body, feel in my emotions, feel in my energetic field, and where are the places that are maybe numb or absent or missing. And rather than trying to get into those places that are numb or moving into the feelings that are hidden or somewhere else, we synchronize with what is by saying, okay, yes, I can say yes to what I can feel, and I also say yes to what maybe I can't feel at this time. This synchronization is like a first step. It's landing more right here, right now. It's a saying yes to what is. Now, this can be a little bit tricky if we've habitually been staying away from something that's uncomfortable in our body, in our emotions, in our way of thinking about ourselves, in our relationships. There's going to be resistance to truly landing here. Well, that's also something that we can say yes to. We can notice when I go down into my body or I start to sense into what's around me, suddenly I get detoured. Suddenly my system says, no, 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 I need to move, I need to shake, I need to put my attention somewhere else. So we widen the frame of our awareness. Okay, I can also say yes to the resistance that's here, the uncertainty that's here. I can say yes to this. I can also sort of gently and compassionately notice this tendency to want to go somewhere else. And I give it some space. Maybe there's something that wants to be fidgety, so I give it some room. I give the sensation of that fidgetiness a bit more room. So again, this is an essential principle because it's calling us back to this now moment. It's choosing to fully embody what's right here, right now. It's choosing to bring the energy that tends to be fighting with our past. It shouldn't have been this way. It should have been this way. And the part of us that's projecting into the future that's saying, I want it this way, and once I get here, and if I can make this happen. And we're gathering all those resources, and we're coming back right here. Once we land in this moment more, once we start synchronizing with what's here, we do have the opportunity to begin to change or transform something because we're no longer so dispersed. We're saying, okay, this is what it is anyways. I might as well say yes to what it is. This is how we start to bring that energy here, bring ourselves more into this moment, which makes our potency for transformation all the more possible. So you might take just a moment and go through our building the cup meditation in sort of a smaller form and just tune in. Okay, let me see what happens when I tune in with myself right now. How much of a yes can I bring? How much of a allowance of what's here right now can I add to this moment? And it's not just a mental yes. We can't just go through the list and say, I say yes to this and to the way that my foot feels, and I say yes to this. It's actually seeing if we can soften with what's here. If we can, at an embodied level, begin to breathe into what's here right now. And that also means respecting the places that are tight, or respecting the places that are absent or numb. But we begin to sort of allow them to be here more. We allow what's here to be here. Okay. This is the principle of synchronization, of what is, and we'll touch on it more. I'll certainly talk about it when we meet in person, or not in person, but online. And it's just something to play with. It's not something that you can just check off, but it's an experiment, something to experiment with in your life. Can I say yes to what's showing up right now? Okay, good to touch base.